This is an urgent appeal from the Disasters Emergency Committee. Hundreds of thousands of people have fled their homes to escape conflict in Ukraine, leaving jobs, belongings and loved ones behind. They need shelter, food and water. You can help. To donate online, search DEC or text radio to 70150 to give £10. Thank you.
Streaming 24/7, this is Brum Radio.
Thank you for downloading this Brum Radio podcast. For more podcasts, visit brumradio.com.
You're listening to Interval Theatre on Brum Radio. I'm Dave Massey. I'm joined on the telephone by Lee Comley, who is from the History Boys production, which is coming to Wolverhampton Grand from the 7th of February until the 22nd. Good afternoon, Lee. How are you doing?
I'm good, thank you. How are you?
I'm really good today. It seems to be a little bit grim as we're doing this pre-record today, but hopefully the weather's going to clear up just a little bit. So, are you in rehearsals at the moment for this production?
We have just started week 3 of rehearsals.
Wow.
So, yeah, my brain is fried, but we are absolutely bang in the middle of it at the moment, yeah.
And that's brilliant. And it's is this a production that you knew very much about before you came to it?
I loved the film back in 2006.
Yes.
And I knew of the original play and everything else, but it's not something I'd kind of returned to recently. So it was just a fantastic opportunity to get back into reading, one of Alan Bennett's best works and watching this film again and immersing myself in that world. So yeah.
Brilliant.
Yeah,
are you able to tell us a little bit about the story of the History Boys?
Of course, yeah. The History Boys is literally about these history boys, these guys who've finished their A-levels, who are preparing to try and get into Oxford and Cambridge. It's set in a school in Sheffield in the mid-80s. And it's a relatively simple story examining what education means to different people and the series of teachers who are trying to get these lads through these exams into Oxford and Cambridge. And my character, Erwin, is this younger teacher who comes in and kind of mixes things up a bit and has these special techniques of how he's going to help twist the knowledge that these boys have to help get them into Oxford and Cambridge. And it's about the trials and tribulations of that, and also the experiences of being a teenager and figuring themselves out in this kind of new world as they move into adulthood, really. That's
brilliant. And you've got Jack Ryder, who is directing this production as well.
Yeah.
He's obviously experienced as a television actor and more recently a director of touring productions. How does it feel to have someone who has previously been an actor as a director? Does that influence how the process works at all?
Oh, totally. Yeah. I mean, it's every director is different, and I think I've been really fortunate in the work that I've done in the past. I've always worked with really good directors, but when someone's been an actor, they have a different way of communicating with you, and you can operate on sort of a different level when you're talking through notes and working through scenes. And he is so fantastic as a director in that he's very receptive to ideas, and he just understands how actors want to work and operate, in that they want to participate in a process of creating work together. So it's a very collaborative experience. It's been an absolute joy so
Brilliant.
far.
And obviously in the cast you've got Geoffrey Holland alongside you, and I was lucky enough to see Geoffrey performing at Christmas in Dick Whittington, which was just brilliantly bizarre to see as well. Did you remember Geoffrey from being in Heidi High? Do you ever see him repeats at those or any of that production at all?
I knew of him from being in Heidi High, but my main experience of Geoffrey was also seeing him in the Panto.
Fantastic.
So it was quite unique seeing him in Panto and then working with him in a completely different role as a headmaster in this, which he does so brilliantly.
Well, the tone of these two things can't be more different. I can imagine. Absolutely brilliant. So this is going to be on from, let me get the dates again, the 7th of February until the 22nd of February. Yes. This is produced by the Wolverhampton Grand Theatre. And I think they haven't produced in a while like this. Do you think they're likely to continue with this after do productions like this then go on tours after, maybe, or it's produced in the home theatre with a view to perhaps going on tour?
It's actually the third in-house production they've done.
Brilliant.
In their kind of recent stint of in-house production. They did Brass Off a couple of years ago.
Yes, I saw. Yeah.
Was it Ladies' Day? And then now this as well. And
fantastic.
I think this is probably their most ambitious one they've done up to now.
Absolutely.
But they're real. The team at the head of the theatre really are trying to make the theatre something that produces work locally, brings in local talent, and also talent from London as well, and really be more than just a receiving house, which is something they've become for a while. And it feels I'm really honoured to be a part of that process as they move towards creating great local theatre. What a fantastic experience. So have you been doing the rehearsals in Wolverhampton, or have they been elsewhere in the country? Yeah, no, we're in Wolverhampton doing it all, and it's I'm a local boy. I live locally, but the rest of the cast have come up from London, so it's just been quite nice showing them the sights of Wolverhampton and the Midlands, and they get to experience that as well. Oh, that's brilliant. Good. I'm going to let you get back to rehearsals, but thank you so much for chatting to us about this today. No problem. You can find details about this at grandtheatre.co.uk if you just search for What's On, and then you've got the History Boys on there as well. Lee, thank you so much for chatting to us about this. Thank you.
Thank you for listening to this Brum Radio podcast. Don't forget to subscribe and rate us on your podcast app.